Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Los Altos High School, home of the Eagles for a girls volleyball matchup here on the penultimate game of the season for both Los Altos and Mountain View. Stephen Davies, pleased to be with you once again. Senior night here at Los Altos High School, a touching pregame ceremony for both sets of seniors here for the Spartans and the Eagles tonight, and a packed house on hand as the second meeting of the season between these two teams. Back on the 15th of October, Los Altos in a three-set sweep, taking the victory over the Spartans 25-6, 25-21, 25-17. Let's take a look then at the standings for the two teams, beginning with Mountain View High School, just 8-20 on the season, 1-9 overall in the De Anza League. As for Los Altos, what a season they've had. 28-5 under head coach Peter Kim, 8-2 in the league, and coming off a recent defeat to, actually their only two losses in league play, coming to league leaders Homestead. Cupertino, a 3-2 loss back on the 29th of October, and then losing 2-0 in the Spike Fest tournament. So Los Altos with just one game to go after this, looking to get to 30 wins on the season so far, and no doubt playoff aspirations for the Eagles, but they must deal with the Spartans here as we get set to go in front of a packed house, as we mentioned, and a full student section on hand. So let's give a quick shout out, if we may, to our all sports presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAM doctor today. We are underway. Megan Robinson to serve then for the Spartans. Over to the Los Altos side as Carmen Anevalink finishing in style, as she always does. What a season the junior has had. It is senior night, as we mentioned. The four seniors for Los Altos: Katie Tritchler, Megan McDermott, Hannah Kohler, and Michelle Albright. But this Eagles team, a 28-5 record, no doubt a big part, the contributions of the junior Anna Valenk, as they take a 2-0 lead here in the first game of the match. Hannah Kohler, one of the four seniors, to serve then for the Eagles. Eagles in the white uniforms with the blue trim, Mountain View in the black uniforms with the gold trim. Sent over in three. Tritchler's underneath that one. Sent backside for Albright, and Mountain View struggling here in the early going, as they did when these two teams met up on the 15th of October. A slow start for Mountain View really doomed them in that game. Defeated 25-6 in that first game of the match, and although they were competitive in the remaining two games, that slow start really didn't help their cause. Already trailing 3-0 here, and that serve just clips the back line. And the first ace of the day for Hannah Kohler. The team leading 31 aces now on the season. And she'll get the opportunity to repeat the feat here. The Eagles quickly out to a 4-0 lead. So here's Kohler, the jump serve, short arcing serve, dealt with by Mountain View. Sent over in three. Tritchler's underneath that one, set by Kohler. Annavalink rejected at the neck, was out of bounds. And it's a 5-0 lead for Los Altos. Let's give you the starters then for the Eagles. The outside hitter, the junior, or the 6'2 junior Carmen Anevalink. The libero, number 3, Katie Tritchler. The middle blocker, Jenna Hoover, wearing number 5. The outside hitter, Megan McDermott. The setter, Hannah Kohler, wearing number 10. And the opposite hitter, number 12, Michelle Albright. Here's Albright trying to finish underneath that one. Mountain View back over to one. Anevalink off the top of the net. Finds her target. Boy, the Eagles are wasting no time here. Full house on hand, as we mentioned, the blue crew in full effect. And the Eagles on senior night are pumped up. Here's Kohler to serve. Rosa Lutz is underneath that one. She'll send it over. Blocked at the net by Anevalink. Too strong for McDermott. She dives in. And the Spartans get their first point of the evening. 6-1 then. And we'll get an opportunity to see the junior Molly Dempsey wearing number 5 to serve for the Spartans as they look to get back into this game. Trailing 6-1 here, the opening game of the match. Dempsey serve, Tritchler's underneath that one. Sent over by McDermott, and that's out of bounds. Back-to-back points then for the Spartans. And Dempsey will serve once again. The starters in for Mountain View, the captain number 2, Megan Robinson, Rosa Lutz, Megan Novelski, Molly Dempsey, Kylie Rucker, and Nicole Silver. Dermott sends that one over, and it comes off the fist of an outstretched Sophie McAvoy. And it's a 7-2 lead for the Eagles. Carmen and Everlink then to serve from the far side of the court, with the Eagles leading 7-2 in game number 1. Robinson is there, sent over by Fitzsimmons. Just the net, comes back off the hands of Kohler. And despite the outstretched arm of Katie Tritchler, they can't get there in time. And the Spartans take the point, 7-3. For a substitution then for the Spartans, as the libero Kylie Rucker comes onto the court to replace Elise Fitzsimmons. It will be Rucker to serve. One of 3 Mountain View seniors here on the evening. Dermott underneath that one, set by Kohler, and Albright met at the net and turned away. And the Spartans are within 3. Rucker, one of 3 captains, all seniors on the Spartans team. Nevling sends it over in 3. Rucker is underneath that one. Robinson will set. Sent across, and finding the target was Sophie McAvoy. And that's a nicely worked point by the Spartans. And they're back in this game at 7-5. Kylie Rucker, her 3rd consecutive serve on the way. Loud crowd on hand here tonight. The home of the Eagles, that through the hands of McDermott. And the Spartans are within 1. Certainly a competitive 2nd and 3rd game from the Spartans when these 2 teams met back on the 15th. And it was only a late effort by Los Altos that gave them that 2nd game, which really could have changed the course of the match. But the Eagles got it done in game 3. Over in 3, back off the roof. Dempsey will get the point, a double hit. As the ball caromed off her hands up onto the roof. She was really the only player within reach of the ball. And that puts the Eagles back on serve. The 4th-year varsity player, Katie Tritchler, to serve. That's dug out well, over in 1. Kohler will set, and Everly rises high. Dug out by Rucker, and that's caroms off the hands for another Eagles point, 9-6. Eagles on serve. All of us here at KMVT Sports would like to say congratulations to the 7 seniors playing tonight. We certainly wish them all the best in their future endeavors. Blocked at the net. And a combination of McDermott and Kristen Liu combined to send that one back as the Eagles reach double digits. 10-6 on serve for the Eagles. Here's Tritchler's serve. It's going to come back off the roof and into the net. Good serve from Tritchler there, not a lot of rotation on it. Died right in front of Megan Novelski. That ball came back up off the roof into the net. 4 straight serve then for Tritchler. Robinson sets. Sent across, Tritchler underneath that one. And Evelyn from behind the line. Dempsey was there, blocked at the net again, and this time it's Albright. And after letting the Spartans within 1, Los Altos have scored the last 6 points in a row. Here's Tritchler. Rucker was underneath that one. Sent over in 3. And Evelyn was there. Kohler sets. Kristen Liu sends it across. Over to the Spartan side. That's a double hit on a Spartan player. Coach Peter Kim. What a season they've had here in Los Altos. 28-5 on the year. And they are firing on all cylinders at the moment as Albright sends that one back over for the point. Certainly the Eagles will be looking to improve on their last two playoff appearances, losing in the second round of the 2011 playoffs presentation, and last year in the opening round to Spartans of Morgan Hill. Certainly the seniors will like a better result this time. Another point in favor of Los Altos. It's now a 15-6 lead as Coach Anthony Chen of Mountain View calls timeout. 15-6 Los Altos lead here in game number 1.
As a busy mom of 3 kids, I find it extremely convenient to access My Health Online. My Health Online's messaging service allows me to keep in close contact with our doctor.
Being able to email the doctor with questions gave us assurance that they do take an interest in the patients. That's why we've been with PEN for more than 10 years and keep adding members, the newest member.
What a crowd we've got on hand here inside the Los Altos High School gymnasium for senior nights as they honor Katie Tritchler, Megan McDermott, Hannah Kohler, and Michelle Albright. Their final regular season home game here in front of the Eagle faithful. And Katie Tritchler has been putting on a serving masterclass here in game number 1. 7th or 8th serve in a row coming up here, another good one. Dempsey was underneath that one. Tritchler does well to dig that one out. Kohler sets off the hands of a Spartan player. That was McDermott finishing the point for Los Altos. And it's all working in their favor here at the moment. 16-6 they lead here in game number 1. And you know the Eagles want to make an early statement just like they did when these two teams met back on October the 15th. Certainly working in the Eagles' favor. Rocket digs that out. It's dumped over by Robinson. And that's going to be wide from McDermott. Really one of the few mistakes she's made in this first game. Substitution for the Spartans as Lindsay Arriaga makes her first entrance into the game. Nicole Silva takes a seat for the Spartans. 16-7, Los Altos. And after momentary pause to retrieve the game ball, it will be Arriaga to serve. And the Spartans will look to get things going here on serve. The junior sends it across. Tritchler digs that one out. Kohler sets for Albright. Over in 3 to the Mountain View side. And Evelyn digs that one out. Rising high was McDermott over to the Mountain View side. Over in 3. Tritchler is there. Cole will set for Nevelink behind the line. Longest rally of the game so far. Tritchler is there for Kohler. Now to McDermott or to Albright, excuse me, and it takes a deflection for Los Altos point off the hands of a Spartan defender. And it's 17-7. So it's Michelle Albright, 6-foot senior opposite hitter here for the Eagles to serve. Dug out by Dempsey. Sent across by Novelski. Kohler will set backside for Albright. Rucker is there. She'll have to send that one across in 3, which he does. Kohler underneath that one. Rising high is McDermott and finishing the point in style. And the seniors are putting on a show here in game number 1. 18-7. Eagle advantage. Second consecutive serve then for Albright. Rucker is underneath that one. Novelski to Robinson, and that finds a target. Nicely done. Look of disbelief on the face of Katie Tritchler, but it was in bounds by about a foot or so. And that falls in for a Spartan point. 18-8. Junior Megan Novelski to serve. And that floats long. No rotation on that serve, and it just floated out of bounds as Tritchler and Albright let that one go. And now another of the four-year varsity players, Megan McDermott, the senior outside hitter, will serve for the Eagles. Rucker's underneath that one, sent across by Rosa Lutz, and that's a nice finish. Despite the best efforts of a diving Katie Tritchler, it falls in for a Spartan point. Rucker has a seat as Elise Fitzsimmons checks back in, and Sophie McAvoy will serve for the Spartans, trailing 19-9 here in this first game. Dug out by Nevelink over in one, back across in one. Eagles will regroup. Novelski was there, and it falls in front of Rosa Lutz for a Eagle point. And now Katie Tritchler will have a seat as Jana Hoover checks back in for the Eagles. Just 5 points away. Also Sarah Tritchler, will come in to replace Kristen Liu. And Sarah Tritchler, the 5'3" sophomore, will serve for the Eagles. Just 5 points away from taking this game number one. Sarah Tritchler's serve. Arriaga's there. Turned away at the net. Falls out of bounds on the Eagle side for Spartan point. Spartans now double digits as well. And the senior captain, Megan Robinson, to serve. Long jump serve. Powerful serve at that. Dug out by Katie Tritchler. And that's a great finish by Jana Hoover, rising high for the kill. And a wide open spot there on the far side of the backcourt there. So Hannah Kohler, 5'10" senior, to serve. Dug out by McAvoy, over in three, and that's a nice finish from Elise Fitzsimmons, finding the open spot on the court. Coach Anthony Chan mixing and matching here. Another substitution as Molly Dempsey comes in to replace Rosa Lutz, and she will serve with the Spartans down 10 here in this first game. Spartans look to get some consistent serving going here if they can. Nevelink. Dempsey was underneath that one. Robinson charges forward. The cut shot is wide from Megan Novelski. Good effort, just a little bit too strong. Shot cut there. Falls out of bounds. So here's Carmen Nevelink, 6'2" junior, to serve. A powerful serve. Dug out off the net tremendously by Albright and sent over by Kohler. Robinson, acrobatic dive. Over in one there from the Los Altos side. And the tip at the net by Jana Hoover. They'll say a hand went over the net. And that's a Spartan point, 22-12. It's Kylie Rucker to serve.
12-22.
Jump serve. Over in three, that takes a deflection. It was Albright who rose to meet it. And then took a deflection off the hand of Nicole Silva. Just 2 points away now, the Eagles. And certainly the most consistent server for the Eagles in this first game, Katie Tritchler, to serve. And the Eagles have to like their chances of finishing this game off. Rucker's underneath that one. Robinson will set, rising high as McAvoy, and she found the target. Good set from Robinson. McAvoy timed it perfectly and found the open court near side. And Lindsay Arriaga to serve. Despite closing to one in the early going, it's been all Los Altos since. And Evelyn serves that one up into the rafters, sent over in three. Fitzsimmons rejected the net. Novelski sends that one across off the hands of Nevelink. And the Spartans hanging on here. 14-23. They serve. And it's Arriaga's second consecutive serve. Neveling to Kola, to McDermott, and she finds the target.
Serving for the set.
So here's Albright then to serve for the set. 24-14, Los Altos here in this first game. Robinson was underneath that one. Rucker and McAvoy collide at the net, and that'll do it. A defensive mix-up for the Spartans. And Los Altos take this first game 25-14.
14-10 left to play in the first period. No score between the...
I was at a fire department training, and I had these shooting pains when they just shot right up into my temples. I went to Palo Alto Medical to follow up with my doctor. He found a heart murmur. It turned out to be an aortic aneurysm, which would have killed me had he not caught it. I don't really like going to the doctor, but I truly like going and seeing the guy. He's a great doctor, and he saved my life.
Back with you from Los Altos High School here on senior nights. The migration complete. The two teams switch sides of the court. And we're ready for the second game. Los Altos wasting no time, taking game number one in style, 25-14. And in large part due to the serve of Katie Tritchler, as the Spartans had closed it to within one at 7-6 Los Altos, but then the Eagles just completely took over the game. And all the Spartans would battle back. Los Altos never really threatened in that first game. And now the senior Hannah Kola will serve to begin the second game of the match. Cola's serve just goes over the top of the tape, over in one. McDermott was underneath that one, and Neveling rises high and is dug out nicely. Here's Robinson, and that's too strong. It was a great dig out by Molly Dempsey on a powerful Neveling finish, and Robinson's shot just goes too long. And Los Altos take, Mountain View take the early lead. So Robinson will serve. So the shot was just clipped a Los Altos player on its way out of the court. Albright was there to the Mountain View side, and that comes off the hands of Jana Hoover. And Mountain View have a 2-0 lead. Crucial now for the Spartans to establish a rhythm serving here. And senior captain Megan Robinson to serve. McDermott was underneath that one, and Neveling, wow. That gets the student section on their feet. And we saw that during the warm-ups, rising high, timing her leap to perfection. And she's even got a smile on her face here as the adoring fans celebrate. And Neveling will serve. McAvoy digs that one out. She has to send from behind the line over in three. Kola, nice back serve. Oh, dug out well by Dempsey. They're going to keep it in here. And over in three from Robinson, and Neveling with a one-handed dig to Katie Tritchler. Tipped over by Megan McDermott. And the Blue Crew loving this start to this second game. Neveling with a second consecutive serve on the way. Here it comes. McAvoy was underneath it. Robinson sets, punched over by Novelski. Katie Tritchler will set for Neveling. Back up off the roof, and they have to let it go as Dempsey was the player to make contact. He's already whistled for that once in the first game. And now Los Altos, 3 consecutive points, have taken the lead. Here's the Neveling. Dempsey's underneath that one. Robinson sets it up, and Fitzsimmons sends that into the net. Perhaps not the best set we've seen tonight from Robinson. And Fitzsimmons, the hand underneath it, into the net. Here's Carmen and Neveling to serve. And that comes off the wrists of Dempsey. Over by Novelski in 3. Nevelink the bump, Kohler the set. And McDermott sends it over. Has a Spartan team scrambling here as the ball comes out of bounds. Almost into the commentary position here, but as in that first game, Los Altos off to a fast start. Nevelink, another good serve. Dumped over from Robinson. Critchler backward set. And Nevelink sends it across. Punched over by Rihanna Lancaster. Long rally here, that's gonna clip the line, wow. That looked to be out of bounds, but they'll say the shot from Megan McDermott was in. Spartan fans were not pleased about that one, but let's say it clipped the line. Nevelink here, his 7th serve in a row. Arcing serve, trouble for the Spartans. It falls in for another Eagle point. Nevelink had 30 aces up until this game. Just the 1 ace on the night for the Eagles so far. Bumped over in 1, Critchler scrambles forward. Albright makes the adjustment and a great one to find the target. Took an awkward carom off the arm of Critchler, and Albright finishes in style. Another Nevelink serve. Can be over in 3. He's bumped over from McAvoy. Kohler is there, and Albright finishes the points. And a timeout called, and 9 consecutive points from Los Altos. They lead 9-2 here in game number 2.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Coach Anthony Chen of Mountain View calling the timeout as Los Altos have taken over the second game. 9 consecutive points. And still on serve. Common and Nevelink will look to continue her strong serve and form here as the Eagles look for double digits. Dug out by Novelski, punched over by Fitzsimmons, and finally a point for the Spartans as Fitzsimmons dumps that one over. Megan Novelski will serve for Mountain View as Solo Takahashi checks into the game for the Spartans. Here's the serve. Critchler is underneath that one, set by Kohler. Rising high is Albright, and again, just too strong for this Spartan backcourt as Robinson diving to a left, unable to deal with the Albright finish. We've talked about the serving of Carmen and Nevelink in this second game. It was Katie Critchler whose serving anchored the Eagles in this first game. She will serve now with her Eagles up 10-3. Fitzsimmons is there, Robinson sets, back to Fitzsimmons off the top of the tape, and that's gonna be an Eagle point. 4 hits on the Spartans, and Critchler, her second consecutive serve upcoming, 11-3. Novelski was underneath that one, Robinson the high set, Takahashi rises high, blocked at the net. Confusion there as Takahashi sends it over in 3. Kohler will set now back to the Eagles side. McDermott was there for the Eagles. Over in 3, that's too long. And another Eagle point. Katie Tritchler serve. Takahashi digs that one out. Dumped over by Robinson. For Albright, and that's too long. She's really been finding her range tonight, but that time, Albright just misses her target. And Spartans back on serve with the captain, Kylie Rucker. Jump serve. Katie Tritchell's there, set by Kohler. Punched over by Lou, back off the roof again. That's really hurt the Spartans so far. About the third or fourth time that's happened now. Low buttresses off the roof of the gym here. They seem to have caught out the Spartans at every opportunity. So here's the 5'7" junior, Joyce Christensen-Salome, checking into the game. She'll serve for the Eagles, leading this game 13-4. Takahashi is there. Robinson sets for Lancaster, and that drops in for the point. Look of bewilderment on the faces of the Eagle players. They're not really sure what happened there, but all the same point awarded as Lancaster got the final touch for Mountain View. And Lindsay Arriaga checks in. She will serve. Down 13-5 here in the second game. Katie Tritchell is there. Christensen-Salome the set, and McDermott with the finish. Alexis Malgacini in the game. 5'9" sophomore. Good serve. Rucker's there. Set from Arriaga. Sent over by Novelski, off the hands of Tritchler and out of bounds. 14-6. Can the Spartans stay on serve and get back into this game? Trailing by 8. Will be in the hands of the junior Molly Dempsey here to serve from the near side of the court, with her Spartans trailing by 8. Junior serve. Malgacini was underneath that one. And Nevelik rises high off the hands of Rucker, out of bounds. And it's 15-6. And everyone really can pick and choose the spots. Time going cross court. No chance for Rucker to keep that one in. Here's Sarah Tritchler now to serve. Spartans fans do their best to fire up their team. Arriaga sets for Novelski, and that clips the line. And now the Spartans back on serve. Sophie McAvoy to serve for the Spartans, trailing by 8. Off the hands of Malgacini, but Kohler was there. Sarah Tritchell sends it across. Arriaga sets, blocked at the net by Nevelink. Robinson finds the open court. What a finish. Going cross court with a kill. And that gets the Spartans fans on their feet. Open spot near side in the backcourt, and Robinson about a foot or so in the line. And now the serve goes long. Los Altos back on serve. Spartan side out, and Hannah Kohler will serve. Jump serve. Arriaga sets. Novelski sends it across. Kohler with the bump. And Nevelink rises high and finishes. Cross-court winner in style. Los Altos now just 8 points away from taking the second game. They look for their 29th victory of the year. And Kohler's second serve in a row on its way. McAvoy to Arriaga to Novelski. Sarah Tritchell diving to her right, couldn't dig it out in time. And Spartans back on serve. Megan Robinson, senior captain, to serve for Mountain View, trailing by 8. And that's into the net. Powerful serve. Falls below the tape into the net. Lulu Kishton, the 5'11" sophomore, into the game. Will serve. Dempsey was there. Off the hands of Jana Hoover, and that's Elise Fitzsimmons with the finish for the Spartans as they reach double digits. Megan Novelski. Serve. Sarah Tritchell underneath that one, over and one. Tipped away at the net by Takahashi. Now back over to the Los Altos side. Robinson will set. Rising high in Novelski. Long rally here. Cola sets for Albright. Dug out nicely by Novelski. Fitzsimmons finds the target. Nice job there by Mountain View, hanging in there with the Eagles on that point. And a good finish from the junior. Spartans still hanging around in the second game. Novelski serve. Cola sets. Kishton sending it across for the Eagles, but it's another Spartan point. Back-to-back points now. And they close the gap. A small but vocal student section here from Mountain View tonight, doing their best to cheer on Megan Novelski. They serve across. Kohler blocked at the net by Fitzsimmons, and Takahashi sends it into the net. Great work by Fitzsimmons, rising high. Fell to Takahashi, couldn't palm it over. 19-12 now, Los Altos. And fourth-year varsity player, Katie Tritchell, to serve. Floats that one across, Takahashi underneath that one. Robinson sets for Fitzsimmons. Kishton sends that one across for Los Altos. Back to the Mountain View side as Robinson sets for Takahashi. Dug out brilliantly by the Eagles. That's dug out equally well by Robinson. They'll have to send it across in 3. Off the hands of Kishton, out of bounds, and a big point for Mountain View. Good rally, tremendous dig out, I think it was by Kishton. Leaving cap Los Altos in the point, but an equally fine dig out by Robinson. Finally allowed the Spartans to claim the point. Kylie Rocket to serve. Katie Tritchler is there. Kohler does well to keep that in bounds. Palmed over by Albright and finds the target. Tremendous backward set from Kohler. And Albright scrambling forward. With the hands in the set formation, just pushed it over the net. Into the open court for the point. She'll take a seat. And Christensen Salaman will serve. They got by Takahashi. Robinson sets, palmed over by Emma Blockhurst. Back up off the roof, and again, the roof does no favors for the Spartans. Really one of the bugaboos tonight, to be sure. Time it was Emma Blockhurst finding out the roof is not kind to the road team here. Christensen Salaman's second consecutive serve. Robinson, Takahashi took a deflection off an Eagle player. Christensen Salaman sets for Malgasini, who finishes for the Eagles, and they're just 4 points away now from taking this second game. 21-13, the Eagles lead here in this second game. Christensen Salaman to serve. Robinson underneath that one, dumps it across, and finds the open court. Good effort by Christensen Salaman to try and dig that one out, but Robinson, the no-look dump across the net, finds the target. 22-14. Los Altos lead, and Lindsay Arriaga, the junior, will serve for the Spartans. Katie Tritchell is there. Joust at the net. And that's going to fall for a Mountain View point. And credit to Emma Blockus there, rising high with Los Altos players. They jousted at the net. Still within range here, down by 7. Christensen Salome bumps the cross for Kohler. And it goes out of bounds. Long look from the officials. Thought she found the target, but it goes out of bounds. Mountain View have closed it to within 6. 22-16. Eagles lead here in game number 2. Arriaga's serve. Dug out by Kishton. Kohler too strong. Spartans within 5. They're going to give the point to Los Altos. Double hit on a Mountain View player. 23-16, Alexis Malgasini will serve. The Eagles require just 2 points to take the second game. Her serve is too long. And a side out, Los Altos. And Molly Dempsey will serve. Mountain View tried to stay in the second game. The serve, Katie Tritchell is there. Christensen Salome sets it for Lou. Palm to the cross. Over in 3 and finishing the point in style, Megan Nawalski. Similar to how the Spartans played in that second game when these two teams first met back on the 15th of October. A valiant effort by the Spartans. They lost that second game 25-21. Robinson, too strong, out of bounds. And the Eagles have game point. And they will serve, and it'll be Sarah Tritchler to serve for the game. Rutgers underneath that one. Arriaga sets. Nawalski dug out well by Malgasini. Palmed over. Back to the Spartans side. Kohler does well. A dive in Christensen Salome can't keep the point alive. And it's 24-19.
Megan Robinson serving 1924, 7-1.
This will be Sophie McAvoy. To serve. Kishton was underneath that one. Christensen Salome sets for Kishton. Dug out by McAvoy. And that's Nawalski again. Spartans really battling here to stay in this game. Save 2 game points now. And they are still on serve. Can McAvoy repeat the feat here? The Spartans down by 4. Serve, dug out by Katie Tritchell, kept in by Christensen Salome. Kohler will send it across. Punched over by Robinson. Back to the Los Altos side. Kohler sets for Kishton. Over in 1, tipped over by Fitzsimmons off the hands of Kohler. And they are now within 3. And a timeout called by Coach Kim. 24-21 Los Altos lead here in game number 2. We'd like to say thanks to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation for their continued support of KMVT's high school sports coverage. And KMVT would like to thank our sponsor. We just thanked them once, let's thank them again, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, for bringing you this season of high school sports coverage. Choose your PAM doctor today. Coach Kim, no doubt, wanted to make sure all his players are on the same page, as the Spartans have now saved 3 consecutive game points. Certainly the pendulum has swung in their favor here late in this game. Can Sophie McAvoy bring her Spartan team within 2? 24-21. Her serve dives in front of Malgasini, tipped back over by Nawalski. And within two, tremendous serve from McAvoy as that serve dived in front of Malgassini. Great effort just to get the ball back over the net. McAvoy then to serve once again. Sarah Tritchell's underneath that one. Christensen Salames sets for Kohler, and that finds the target. And Los Altos, despite some nervous moments at the end of the game, take the second game, 25-22.
KMVT15 Silicon Valley Media is a nonprofit community media and television station that has been serving the community since 1982. Each year, KMVT trains hundreds of adults and youth in video production, claymation, field production, and digital literacy. In 2012, we launched a $500,000 Go Digital Capital campaign to begin upgrading our analog equipment to digital. This would allow us to stay current with the technologies that folks utilize in their everyday lives. We want to thank the City of Los Altos, Cupertino, and our volunteers for supporting our digital campaign. In doing so, last year we raised over $125,000, which allowed us to begin crucial upgrades to our studio. Our first upgrades began with a brand new control room and a digital switcher. The digital switcher allows us to provide green screen opportunities, live interactive productions utilizing Google Hangouts and Skype, and to stream live to YouTube and Ustream. The monies raised also allowed us to put the same switcher into our production truck that allows us to provide full coverage of local sports with a 3-camera replay system. Our other large investment was a full digital playback system. The system allows producers to submit digital files from home. We can run the channel for a full 24 hours. We also are streaming on peg.tv through Roku. This offers our producers a much wider distribution platform to a much larger audience. All of this has been made possible in the last year with your donations. As our campaign continues, we need to upgrade the rest of our equipment to high definition. The next purchases will be cameras, lights, and audio gear. Please support KMVT15 in raising its next round of funding to complete its Go Digital Capital campaign. Thank you again to our supporters for understanding the importance of these upgrades. By investing in KMVT15, you are enabling us to provide low-cost training, new technologies, and a community voice. Again, we thank you for your support. Donate today.
Los Altos, despite some nervous moments at the end of that second game, another valiant Spartan effort. Falls short, however. Los Altos are just a game away from the match and their 29th victory of the season. The team switch side of the courts once again. Mountain View go from left to right. Los Altos from right to left. Let's take one more look then, if we may, at the ANZ League standings. As we mentioned, Homestead 10-1 on the year. Los Altos right behind them at 8-2. Palo Alto, Los Gatos, and Gunn in the vicinity, but Los Altos' 2 losses this season coming at the hands of Homestead back on the 26th of October, and then Palo Alto back on the 10th of October. So I did make a mistake saying earlier that Los Altos had lost both their league games to Homestead. They have split the season series 1-1. So we are ready to go then for game number 3, and it's Megan Robinson, the senior, to serve for the Spartans. Dermott was there for Los Altos, and Nawalski sends that one into the net, giving Los Altos the first points of this third game. There was a serving of Katie Tritchell in game number 1, and then the serving of Carmen and Everlink in game number 2 that paced the Eagles. Back to the action, and it's a combination of Hoover and Albright rising high at the net to turn that shot back. And the Eagles up 2-0 here in the third game. As we mentioned, Los Altos, no doubt playoff aspirations will look to improve on their last 2 seasons, getting eliminated in the second round of the 2011 CCS Division II playoffs, losing to Presentation in 3 games. As that one goes out of bounds, Los Altos take a 3-0 lead. And then last year in the CCS Division II first round playoffs, losing to Sobrato of Morgan Hill 25-12, 25-11, 25-16. Of course, Los Altos just the 1 championship all the way back in 1999 when they were the CCS Division III champions. They lost 4 finals in 5 years, including a bitter loss to St. Francis back in 1998. So Los Altos will certainly look to make amends this season. Leading this game 4-0. Robinson will set for Rosa Lutz, goes cross court out of bounds. And Los Altos with a 5-0 lead. And here's Hannah Kola to serve. Kola, the only player on serve so far for the Eagles in this 3rd game. Sends it across. Dug out tremendously by Robinson. Over to Neverlink. Kola will set, back to Neverlink. Dug out off the roof, and Neverlink, sends it into the net. As that hit off the roof over to the Los Altos side, and that falls in for a point. And once again, the roof has done the Spartans no favors on the evening. And even the Spartan players are a little bit upset, perhaps. Kola back on serve. Mentioned 31 aces on the season. Now the team leader. Robinson sets for Fitzsimmons, over and 1, and she will send that one back across for the point. The first point of this 3rd game for the Spartans. Dempsey will serve with her Spartan team trailing 6-1. Slow starts for the Spartans kind of doomed them in that first game, and that serve from Dempsey just missed clipping the line. And it's now a 7-1 lead. So here's Carmen and Neverlink. Outstanding serving in that 2nd game. The jump serve, a powerful one, is dug out by Dempsey. And that's the Neverlink's 31st ace of the season. 8-1. The Eagles here in game 3. Boy, that comes back up off the roof, and it falls in again. Sophie McAvoy, look at disdain there as once again the roof favors the Eagles. 9-1 they lead here in game number 3. And this game is brought to you with help from our presenting sponsor, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, a Sutter Health affiliate. Choose your PAMF doctor today, and you must wonder how many points has the roof contributed to the Eagles here tonight. It's got to be at least 6 or 7. And on that final point there before the timeout, fell between Spartan players for another Eagle point. They lead 9-1 here in game number 3. Taking game 1, 25-14. The second game, 25-22. And the Eagles well on their way now to the 29th victory of the season. As we mentioned, the penultimate game of the season for both teams, as Mountain View will wrap up their regular season schedule against Gunn of Palo Alto on Thursday. And there's another finish from Jenna Hoover this time as the Eagles reach double digits. Los Altos will finish their regular season on Thursday night as well at Monte Vista. All smiles on the faces of the Eagle players here as a Neverlink serve falls out of bounds. 10-2 now, Los Altos here in game 3. Neverlink, that high toss goes up about 15, 20 feet or so. And she'll take a seat as Lisa Kulikova replaces her on the court. And Kylie Rucker will serve for the Spartans. 13 trailing by 8. Rucker's serve is out of bounds. Thought it might clip the line here on the near side, but official was right there, and Los Altos on the Spartan side out. Quickly back on serve, and Katie Tritchler will serve.
11-2.
Libero sends that one across. Nawalski, oh, well-timed leap there, and too strong for Kristen Liu that time. And the Spartans back on serve here, trailing by 8. Nicole Silva has a seat, and Lindsay Arriaga on to serve. McDermott, dug out by Rucker. Charging forward was Arriaga, and Robinson finishes the point with a dump over. 11-4. Perhaps if Spartans hadn't let the Eagles get away out of the gate so quickly, they have so much work to do later on in the game. Dermott is there. Cole sets for Albright, and a rare mistake from the seniors. She sends that one into the net. Perhaps not the best set, of the evening either by Hannah Kohler. And the second consecutive serve on the way from junior Lindsay Arriaga. Tritchler's there, Kohler's set, backside for Albright, and that's more like it from the senior. Great set from Kohler. Cross-court shot from Albright. Too strong for the Spartans, and it's a 7-point Eagle lead as Samantha Dadek checks in for her first serve of the match. As Albright has a seat. Left-handed serving Dadek. Good serve there, dug out by Nawalski. Robinson sends that one across in 3. Kulikova was underneath that one. McDermott, that took a deflection off the hand of Dempsey. Probably should have let that one go. Powerful finish though. Ensures another Eagle point, 13-5. They lead here. Halfway to the finishing line now, the Eagles. Dadek's second consecutive serve from the junior on the way. Rucker digs that one out. Dempsey collides with the player, and it's sent over by Rucker in 3. Kohler will set. Rising high is Liu off the tape, back over in 1. Off the hands of Arriaga, and that falls in for an Eagle point. (14-5) now, the Eagles here in game 3. Dadek serve. Rucker is there. Arriaga will set. Palmed over by Blockhurst, and that finds the target. Another couple of changes here for the Spartans. Dempsey has a seat. Rosa Lutz checks in, as does Moira Huang. Placing Nawalski, so it's Huang to serve. And her first entry into the game this evening with her Spartan team trailing by 8. Jump serve on its way. Dadek might have let that one go. Palmed over, rejected at the net by Robinson for another Spartan point, 14-7. Serve appeared to be heading out of bounds, and eventually fell in for a Spartan point. Wang's second consecutive serve. That's going to be too strong. High arcing serve. Out of bounds. So 15-7 the score, and fourth-year varsity player Megan McDermott will serve. And Evelyn checks back in, and Kulikova has a seat. Here's a serve. Lutz is underneath that one. She'll send it across, rejected at the net. A combination of Liu and Kohler turn that one away. It's 16-7. Perfectly timed tandem leap there. It's It's a 9-point lead for the Eagles. Arriaga sets for Lutz, dug out tremendously by Nevelink. Over and 3 from McDermott. Wang might have let that one go. She'll send it across and couldn't get enough power underneath that one. Robinson again. Diving to the ground to try and keep the point alive. Both times we've seen it here on KMVT this year, Robinson played great games. Dug out by Rucker. Wang will send that one across. Did that clip the line? It didn't. It went out of bounds. Nevelink let that one go. 18-7 now. The Eagles just 7 points away from the match. And it's Megan McDermott to serve once again. Jump serve. Over it goes. Wang digs that one out. Arriaga will set. It's a Lutz. And a good effort by Tritchler down to her right, but too strong from Lutz. And the junior with the point for the Spartans. Blockus and Rucker have a seat. McAvoy back into the game. As is Elise Fitzsimmons. And here's McAvoy to serve. The Spartans down by 10. Low serve, dug out tremendously by Tritchler. And Nevelink rises high off the forearms of McAvoy. Over in 3. Rising high. Over to the Spartan side. Lutz, oh, finds the open court between McDermott and Tritchler. The Spartans cut the advantage here. McAvoy to serve. Tritchler's there, Kohler sets, and Nevelink out of bounds. Just a little too strong that time. Chosen the Spartans. Had some real estate to work with, just a little bit too much mustard on that shot. 18-10 now. And that serve into the net from McAvoy. Los Altos back on serve. Hoover and Sarah Tritchler back into the game. Katie Tritchler and Kristen Liu take a seat, and it's the sophomore Sarah Tritchler to serve. Lutz did well to dig that one out. Over in 1, and Dadek's shot goes too strong out of bounds, and the Spartans back on serve. So here's Robinson. Robinson, one of 3 captains for the Spartans team. Her serve. Albright was underneath that one. Hoover, nice tip over there. Fitzsimmons punches it over in 1. Kohler sets for Nevelink, and it took a deflection off a Spartan player and falls in for the point. And the Eagles now are just 5 points away, taking the match. As we mentioned, just 1 game left in the regular season. As it wraps up Thursday night, the Eagles against Monte Vista. Spartans against Gunn of Palo Alto. Kohler's serve on its way. Over in 3 and out of bounds as McAvoy strikes that one too long. Nice dig out by Nicole Silva there for the Spartans, but one goes in favor of Los Altos. Just 4 points away now. Kohler's serve. Silva's there. Robinson sets for Lutz, excuse me. She goes cross court for the winner, as that comes off the wrist of Katie Tritchler out of bounds. Coach Chen will rotate his players out here as Dempsey comes in there for Rosa Lutz. Dempsey will serve. Derman's underneath that one. Kohler sets, and Nevelink rises high. Perfectly timed leap, cross-court finish. No doubt about it. The blue crew in full voice now. As the Eagles just 3 points away. Taking the home and away series against the Spartans this season. Kulikova checks back in to replace the Nevelink. Blocked at the net. And that's going to fall in for an Eagle point as Hoover and McDermott timed their lead to perfection to turn back that shot. There's 2 points required now. It's Kulikova, her second consecutive serve on the way. And again, Albright and Hoover time their leap to perfection. And it's match point, Eagles. Can Kulikova finish it off with the ace here? What a way would be to end the game. Nawalski was underneath that one. Silva sends it across. Kohler sets for McDermott, and there it is. Los Altos finish the game in style on senior night. Emotional moments here for the seniors as they win their final regular season home game here in front of the fans. Final score then, Eagles over the Spartans 25-14, 25-22, 25-12. The Eagles improved to 29-5. The Spartans fall to 8 and 21 on the season overall. Los Altos moved to 9 and 2 in the De Anza League. Mountain View fall to 1 and 10. For KMVT 15, our producer director Bobby Chastain, our cameraman Tim Erskine, Joe Eckholt, and Edgar Espino Barros, and Tom McNeil. A special thanks to Los Altos High School and to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. My name's Stephen Davies. Thanks for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time on KMVT. For all of us here, so long.